Hello, beautiful people. I missed you so much. I hope that you're all doing good and that you did good in your science quiz. This is the third science lecture video for semester 2, and we're still talking about vertebrates, animals with a backbone. Last time we talked about the reptiles group, and this time I will be introducing the birds group. Before I start, I should go for a quick revision about vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are animals with a vertebral column, or a backbone, or also called a spine. Invertebrates are any other organism or animal that isn't classified as vertebrate. Vertebrates have a backbone, invertebrates do not have backbones. Vertebrates include fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. All animals that belong to any of these groups have a vertebral column, a spine, or, as I mentioned before, called a backbone. Let's start with the fish group. Fish are animals that live underwater. They use their tail fins and their fins to move underwater, to swim in the water. These animals are covered with disconnected or detached scales, and they use their gills to breathe underwater. While breathing, water goes inside their bodies through their mouth and it goes outside of their body by the gills opening. The job of the gills is to take oxygen from water before water leaves the fish bodies. Some examples of fish are the great white shark, the lionfish, the swordfish, and many more. Don't forget that fish are animals that reproduce by laying eggs in water, so they are oviparous animals, and they are also cold-blooded since they do not have a fixed body temperature like we do. What about amphibians? Frogs, toads, salamanders, newts, and caecilians are amphibians. Amphibians have a most slimy, shiny skin. They use their lungs and their moist skin to breathe. They lay eggs in water also, so they are oviparous animals. They do not have a fixed body temperature. Their temperature changes according to the environment, so they are cold-blooded animals, and they go through metamorphosis. Since baby amphibians, tadpoles live in water, tadpoles use their gills to breathe and their fins to move. When they grow, they lose their gills, they lose their fins, and they grow lungs to breathe and legs to move. This, this set of transformation is called metamorphosis. Reptiles, crocodiles, snakes, turtles, tortoises, and lizards are the 5 groups of reptiles. Reptiles are classified into 5 groups: alligators, snakes, lizards, turtles, and tortoises. The difference between a turtle and a tortoise is that turtles live in or near water, while tortoises spend their whole life on land. What's the difference between an amphibian and a reptile? Let's use this Venn diagram to compare a caecilian to a chameleon. What do they have in common and how these two animals are different? Both animals are vertebrates. So the caecilian, the South American caecilian, and the Parsons chameleon are vertebrates. They have a backbone. They lay eggs. They are oviparous animals. They do not have a fixed body temperature, so both animals are cold-blooded, and both animals use their lungs to breathe. What about differences? Caecilians are amphibians, so they have a shiny, slimy, moist skin. But the chameleon is a reptile. So, this chameleon has attached or connected scales. Caecilians go through metamorphosis since they are amphibians. But reptiles do not do this. Reptiles don't go through metamorphosis. Caecilians are amphibians. Amphibians lay their eggs in water, while reptiles lay their eggs on land. This is another difference between amphibians and reptiles. Let me repeat. The South American Caecilian and the Parsons chameleon are vertebrates. Both animals are oviparous and cold-blooded, and they both breathe with their lungs. The South American Caecilian has a shiny, slimy skin, while the chameleon has attached scales. The South American Caecilian goes through metamorphosis, while the chameleon doesn't go through metamorphosis. The South American Caecilian lays its eggs in water, while this chameleon lays its eggs on land. Today, I'll be talking about the fourth group of vertebrates, which is the birds group. Peacocks and eagles are examples of birds. Birds do not have a mouth like all other organisms or all other animals, but they have a beak or a bill to eat. Birds are covered with feathers that keep them warm, so they do not have scales or a shiny skin, but they have feathers. Feathers cover the birds' bodies. As you can see, look at this cute bird. This bird is breathing. Birds use their lungs to breathe. These lungs are also connected to air sacs. These air sacs help birds to store more air so they can travel for long distances. So birds to breathe use their lungs, and they also store air and oxygen in their air sacs. How do birds reproduce? Birds are oviparous animals, meaning that they lay eggs on land. Here are two other examples of birds. The hummingbird, the eagle, we have the pelican, and look at the beaks of these birds. Let me circle their beaks. Do they have the same beaks? Do all beaks look the same? No. Birds have different shapes of beaks because of the kind of food that birds feed on. The hummingbird needs a long and straight beak to suck nectar from flowers. The hawk beak is short and hooked because it hunts. This is an eagle, I think. Because it hunts its prey and it needs a strong beak for this. So, the shape of a bird's beak depends on the kind of food that the bird feeds on. Birds do not have same shapes of beak because they eat different things. Here is a bird. What are different parts of the bird's body? A beak or a bill. Birds have wings and their bodies are covered with feathers. Feathers keep birds warm, and they have short legs. Birds can walk, but they move by flying. Birds fly. Feathers keep birds warm. We say that birds are warm-blooded, so birds have fixed body temperature. Their temperature, like us, doesn't depend on the temperature of the outside. They have a fixed body temperature. How do birds fly? What helps a bird fly? There are four things that help, four adaptations that help a bird fly. They have wings, they are covered with feathers, they have strong chest muscles, and they have lightweight bones. Their bones aren't heavy. They have a lightweight bone. So again, what helps a bird fly? Four things. Their wings, their feathers, their strong chest muscles. The muscles of their chests are strong, and they have lightweight bones. Close your eyes and say them with me. Wings, feathers, strong chest muscles, and lightweight bones. Do all birds have wings? Yes, all birds have wings. But do all birds fly? No. Penguins, kiwi birds. This is the penguin. So penguins, kiwi birds, dodo birds, cassowaries, ostriches, are examples of flightless birds. These are birds, but these birds do not fly. They have wings, but they do not use them to fly. Penguins can swim, other birds walk, but these birds are flightless birds, meaning that they do not fly. So what do we know now about birds? Birds are covered with feathers. They have a beak or a bill. They breathe with their lungs. They lay eggs on land, so they are oviparous animals, and they are warm-blooded animals. They have a fixed body temperature. Let's do this question together. I'll be reading the statement. You have to answer by true or false. Birds are cold-blooded. True or false? Incorrect. This is false. Excellent job. Birds have feathers. True. Birds live in water. Wrong. Birds live on land. Birds breathe with their lungs. This is true for sure. Excellent job. Birds hatch from eggs. So birds are oviparous animals. This is also correct. Good job. What's the difference between birds and fish? Help me with this. Both animals are vertebrates and both animals are oviparous. This is right. What about differences? Let's compare them. Birds are covered with feathers, while fish are covered with disconnected scales. Birds breathe with their lungs, while fish breathe with their gills underwater. Birds are warm-blooded, while fish are cold-blooded. Let's do this question together. Match with the correct vertebrate group. We have animals in each of these squares, and we have to match them to the correct name of the vertebrate group. Let me start with these. Sharks, pufferfish, goldfish, starfish. Starfish are invertebrates anyways. But which group is this? Give me the name of this vertebrates group. Fish, that's right. What about these? Frogs and toads. Which vertebrates group is this? Amphibians. Great. Which group do snakes, lizards, crocodiles, turtles, and tortoises belong to? Reptiles, that's right. We still have these two. What about animals with wings and two legs? Which group of vertebrates is this? It's the birds group. Excellent job. And the last one is for mammals. Let's see. Did we do a good job? Check the answers. Full mark. Excellent job. There are more than 10,000 different kinds of birds on Earth. Canaries, hawks, peacocks belong to the family of birds. Let's meet some examples of birds. This is a wall of birds. Look, what is this? This is the common ostrich. What are they saying about the common ostrich? It's the largest living bird and it is found in Africa. This is a flightless ostrich. It doesn't fly, but it is an extremely fast runner. Let's listen to the song of ostriches. I'll choose another one. What is this? This is the great gray owl. Can you see the feathers? Look at the wings and the feathers of this owl. And this is the song of this owl. I'll choose another flightless bird. So owls for sure are birds that can fly. What about this cassowary? This is the southern cassowary. It is a giant bird. The cassowaries and the emu are a small family of large flightless birds. So here is another example of flightless birds, the emu. They are covered with black hair-like feathers and they cannot fly. Let's listen to their song. Okay, I think this is a duck. What is this? Might be goose. It's a goose. And it's a bird for sure since it has wings and it also has feathers. They lay their eggs in common nests, so they are oviparous for sure since they are birds. Let's recap. What are body traits of a bird? What do birds have? Birds have a beak or a bill and wings. Their bodies are covered with feathers. Do not forget, birds have different shapes of beaks since they eat different things. What helps a bird fly? Wings, feathers, the lightweight bones, and the strong chest muscles are adaptations or are things that help a bird fly. But do all birds fly? No. We have some examples of flightless birds, of birds that do not fly. This is it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson. If you still have any questions about birds or any other vertebrates group, please send me private messages and I will be glad to talk to you. Bye bye.